So this idea of Jesus being a radical because he had serious, intense discussions, I'm like, that's not radical. That's perfectly normal in Judaism. That's exactly how it works. So there's that. Now, from the Jewish side, why is Jesus a radical? He couldn't have been born to a virgin. He claims to be the Son of God. So if we're going to talk about what's radical, Moses talks to a burning bush.
Yeah.
How is that normal?
No more radical than anything that
Right.
they already believe.
Right.
They just what I noticed there is interesting is that the radicalism stops at Malachi.
Yeah, which is
Everything
convenient.
after that is just fairy tales and nonsense. And I'm like, well, okay. So then I pressed him on. Well, I listed out,
Yes.
talking to a donkey, an axe head floating in the water,
Perfect.
right? All these things. Well, those are all God work using natural phenomenon that appeared miraculous. And I'm like, well, then he can do the same thing.
Exactly. The precedent is
After Malachi.
Yeah.
It doesn't stop there.
What do Christians think radical means with Jesus? What do Jews think radical means with Jesus? What's radical to the Christian? Oh, Jesus must have come and changed everything. The Christian is reading the Gospels, and the Christian is assuming this is radical because God changed everything.
Most of what you see Jesus doing is actually conservative. Now, my American friends listening don't think Trump conservatism, right? What we're talking about is oriented towards restoring and reforming the hearts and minds of the people back to conformity with the Torah, back to alignment and obedience and reverence for the Torah.
Jesus remains Jewish and faithful to Judaism, and that was radical to him in a bad way, not in a good way. Not in the, this changes things for the better. It was radical in an offensive way. Got a pastor who is offended because Jesus is Jewish. And at the same time, I'm talking to an Orthodox man who's offended because he thinks Jesus is not acting Jewish. So again, when you ask the question, is Jesus radical? We've got to ask the follow-up question I would ask is, who's asking? Because the person asking is coming with a worldview. Either I need to make Jesus less Jewish, so he's radical to become Christian, or it's the Jew saying, Jesus is radical because he was a heretic.
I need to make him non-Jewish.
And so we're going to make him
being Jewish.
So we're going to make him non-Jewish like the Christians want, so we don't have to deal with that mess. And I'm saying, no, you're both wrong.